Not just for Christmas, but for reading as well. You're going to be taking a look at some of the works of a very special Michigan author. We got to start off the day with an Ask the Author segment because November is actually National Novel Writing Month.
That's why, and that's why we're joined by best-selling author of many of our favorite novels, Susie Finkbeiner. Thank you so much, Susie, for coming out and joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, we love it in our little Studio 10 library that we've created here. Now, you've written so many novels, some of them that are right in front of us, but talk a little bit about what got you interested first in writing.
You know, I was a kid who loved reading, and my family was very big on storytelling. And so it just was natural that I wrote as a hobby, and then eventually it turned into a career.
Oh my goodness.
Kind of crazy.
That's awesome. A best-selling career at that, I have to say. You brought one of your books with you, All-American, and it's about a woman's determination to play for the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. But can you tell us a little bit about what readers can expect once they open it?
Readers can expect 2 points of view. One is Flossie, she's 11, and she is a firecracker. And Bertha is 16, and they're sisters. Bertha's the baseball player. Okay. And it's about, in 1952, Detroit, Michigan, the Red Scare. What's more American than baseball? What's less American than being falsely accused of being a communist? And throw it together in one story.
We love that. And play ball.
Yes,
right there.
yeah.
There you go. Well, you brought another award-winning title, All Manner of Things, right here. And it is a 2020 Michigan notable book. So we have to talk about the writing process. When you do write a novel, how does that all work?
Well, it starts with just a kernel of an idea, really. And then I just do a lot of research and explore the story and see what happens. There are a lot of false starts and struggles, but keeping with it is really key to getting to the point of writing a full novel.
Yeah, that's right. And Susie, do you ever get writer's block? Especially when you have so many different books, so many different stories that you can create. How do you get around that?
Well, I just force myself to do the work. And sometimes if I'm really blocked, I get up and go for a walk. One time I had such bad writer's block, I called my agent and she said, go get ice cream and then sit down and start writing again. And that was what I needed to do.
That's right. You know, ice cream makes everything just a little bit better and a little bit sweeter.
It makes the story sweeter too.
That's true. Well, you know, a lot of times they do say that first step is to write, is just to sit down and write. So what else what advice would you give to someone who's struggling to actually physically picking up that pen and paper or opening up their laptop to begin writing? Where should we start?
Well, I think the most important thing is just to get the writing done. And sometimes we have to set an appointment in order to do something. So if the writers at home will go to their calendar and pick a date and a time and show up for themselves and keep that time. You don't have to write every day, but you need to write some days. And so if you keep that appointment with yourself, you're going to do so much better.
Self-discipline, I like that.
You don't have to write every day, you just need to write some days. I'm putting that on my fridge, okay? I love that.
Got a good magnet right there.
I love that. Well, we just talked about 2 of the many books it is that you have, and I know you're still in the early stages, but you have something else under your belt that you're working on?
I have just started writing another novel set in the 60s. So it starts in 1965, and I love writing about the 60s. So I'm listening to the music and looking at some of the news and things like that. So it's going to be a story about a neighborhood.
Okay, that Motown music will get you going. I already know. Once you start writing, it has to be hard to stop then.
It can be, yeah. And it's set in Michigan, so Motown will definitely factor in.
Perfect. We love that, and it's great inspiration. And you can associate that music with, of course, some words and a great novel. Now, where can we find all of your work so we can dive into these stories and await maybe an upcoming one as well?
My favorite place to buy books are small independent bookstores. So if people go to Schuler's or Baker Bookhouse in Grand Rapids, come visit me on the west side of the state. Or they can go to the other place, the big A one. But
there you go.
I prefer the small businesses.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Thank you so much for sharing all of your stories with us, with our viewers too. And we're going to have that information online as to how you can pick up these books too. But we're going to keep getting things started. From the page, now we're heading to the